أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعين ونستهدي ونؤمن به ومن يهد الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We give thanks and praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made us Muslim, who has spared our lives up to this moment. This is Allah to show His blessings, mercy on His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his house, his companion, and the general of all Muslims in the reckoning. And inshallah today we shall be discussing a very vital topic, which is al-haya. Al-haya. Al-haya meaning modesty or shyness or bashful. To be bashfulness, to be shy, to be bashful, or to be modest. And it means al-haya. So when you say al-haya, it's an attribute that is very special in our religion. Just like the way Allah made things, certain things special in our religion. You know, when you have days, among all days of the week, Juma, Yawm al-Juma is a special day. Among all the angels, Angel Jibreel alayhi salam is the special one among them, the most special. Among month of the year, month of Ramadan is a special month. Among all books, heavenly books, Quran Kareem is the most special among them. The same is go with among Muslims. We have Muslims with this shyness or bashfulness are also a special Muslims among every Muslims we have across the globe. So when you say shyness is a special character or attitude that is not just something general, it's something peculiar to certain set of people. So it has to do with ethics, it has to do with rule of conduct, it has to do with doing things, you know, with consciousness. So al-haya, to be shy, to be bashful. We have evidence from the Quran and evidence from the traditions of Rasulullah sallallahu that anyone who is have this attribute is a special being and has a very bountiful reward before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you look at the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about these acts, these benevolent acts, these rewarding acts of shyness. And that told us in Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 3, verse 53. Let's say, Inna Allah la yastahi min al-haq. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not be shy, will not be bashful to be factual. To be factual. To be open. In another version of the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 26, Allah said that, Inna Allah la yastahi an yadriba ma ba'udatan wa ma fawqaha. And said Allah will not be bashful, will not be shy to coin a parable with a mosquito, what is above that. See, in a nutshell, we can see that this attribute is even an attribute that is peculiar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La yastahi. Allah is not going to be bashful, to be factual. So it means that as Muslim, we should be shy, we should be bashful, we should be modest, but not at the face of facts. So if you want to be bashful, or bashfulness should not prevent you to be factual. And this bashfulness or being shyness is an attribute that is so special that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even used it to qualify himself. And the same use this attribute to also qualify Rasul Muhammad sallam in the same ayah of the Ahzab, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was talking about Prophet sallam, anytime the Sahaba, this companion, pay him visit in his house, they pay him visit, accommodates them, he accommodates them in his apartment, and the Sahaba will remain there for a long period of time without leaving. And Rasulullah is so much bashful, so much shy to tell them, to excuse him for him to be able to do a lot of domestic obligation. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah to let us know that as Muslims we should uphold shyness. And if you all look at the tradition of Rasulullah, Rasulullah told us that al-haya shu'bat min al-iman. He said shyness is a portion of belief or faith. It's an attribute of being faithful. So if a Muslim is very shy or is bashful, is modest, it's an indication that such a Muslim is a faithful one. And in another hadith, Rasulullah said that al-haya kullah. He said if anyone has this shyness, he has all manners, he has all embodiment of all behavior. Shyness is a special attribute that every Muslim should have. And if you look at this, we can also go into the history of the noble prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Musa, as a case study, is a bashful and a shy prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When he left Egypt, when Pharaoh chased him, was after his life, that he escaped. He ran for his life. When he got to a place in Madian, he saw two female ladies at the well to fetch water. He assisted them to fetch water, and the lady later came after they reported to the father sent for Musa. When this lady were about to take Musa to their residence, their abode, Musa told them to walk behind him. He walked ahead of them. So they used stone to direct his movement to the house because of this bashfulness. He doesn't want to see them, walking ahead of him. And look at how bashful Prophet Musa is. The same thing go with Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. When he paid a visit to the house of his son Ismail, he met the wife and asked the wife about their well-being. How you feeling? How you coping? The wife she was just parroting, was just saying everything. We are not feeling comfortable. Things are not normal for us. We are living from hand to mouth, or what have you. And what was Ibrahim's statement? He told the wife, when your husband returns, tell him to change the padlock of this household. Because the woman was not bashful, she was not shy. She doesn't care to expose everything that happens within the fold of their room. And when Ismail came back, and the wife told him about what Ibrahim said, he said, that was my father. He said I should divorce you and replace with another pious woman because you are not bashful. If you also look at the life of Prophet Muhammad sallam, was a bashful person. A woman came to him to ask about the affairs of religion. And then the one was, when she asked the question, the Prophet was trying to explain to her. When it got to a stage that Prophet Sallam need to talk about the privacy where she will need to, use somebody to cover her privacy. Prophet Sallam just said, you will cover that part. He did not say it, directly. And the woman did not get it clearly. It was the wife, Aisha Anha, that came on board to take the woman and took her to a place to explain in detail the intention of Rasulullah. This is to let you know that bashfulness is an attribute of all prophets. So the shyness is so germane, is so important that even the angels has this attribute. They has this attribute of shyness. We can see it in a situation whereby Muslim women were asked to cover all their nakedness, particularly when they are in the place of worship, because the angel will not want to withstand seeing them, opening all their privacy vis-a-vis the hair. It should be covered. And that boils down to Abdullah bin Maktoum, when he paid a visit to Rasulullah in the house of Rasulullah, and the wife of Rasulullah, Aisha Anha, was with Rasulullah, and Rasulullah told Aisha that you can see Abdullah bin Maktoum, lower your gaze. Lower your gaze. Do not look at him, with that open look, without direct look. You should lower your gaze before him, because Aisha said that, but he could not see me. He's blind. He said, if you could not see, but you can see him. So therefore, lower your gaze. So shyness is so essential in our deen. And this shyness we're talking about is something we need to embrace in all ramifications, vis-a-vis in terms of our dressing. Islam wants the Muslim to be modest in his or her dressing. We can see this in the Quran, where Allah was addressing both Muslim male and female to lower their gaze and cover their privacy. But today, what is the order of the day? We see ladies exposing their nakedness, men exposing their nakedness, men trying to emulate women in their mode of dressing, women trying to emulate men in their mode of dressing, women putting on trousers, men plaiting their hair. And this is not Islam. It's anti-Islam. To the extent that Rasulullah rained a curse on any Muslim who assume, any female that assume the dress of a man. He said, may Allah be displeased with such a woman who dress like a man. May Allah be displeased with such a man who dress like a woman. And that boils down to using tattoo, trying to space gap in the teeth, to space a gap within the teeth, the incisor. All of this is not Islamic. And number two is, as Muslims, we should also need to embrace modesty in terms of our expression, the way we talk. A Muslim talk, but with caution, with shyness. Allah said, وَقُولُ قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Let's say وقولوا قولا سديدا. When you talk with caution. Let's say when you talk with caution, يصلح لكم أعمالكم, we shall reform and perfect your deed for you, and we forgive all your shortcomings. We should avoid vulgar statement. We should avoid shameful statement. We should avoid things that will criminalize us before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But today, we see the way people express themselves, not minding the implication. The musician, the comedians, people that do prank and what have you. We mention privacy, we mention a lot of things that is anti-Islam. Number 3, we should be modest in our relationship with people around us. When we go to somebody's house, manner of entering people's house, we should adopt it. When you knock somebody's door, at the door, you don't just stand directly to the door. You stay by the side to avoid looking at the room. And when you knock, you do taslim, allow them to let you in. Don't just go into the room. When you get into the room, don't just sit down. Allow them to let you sit. This is what Islam has told us for as Muslims. Manner of entering the room, manner of toileting. You should know that even within the toilet, you are not the only one within the toilet. We have other beings that are not seen. The genes are there. When you are in the toilet, you have manners of going to the toilet. When you enter the toilet, there are manners we adopt when you get in the toilet. That is why today people are being attacked by the genes in the toilet, because of the fact that they lack the manner of how to relate with the toilet. And we have manner we relate with the opposite sex. When you have opposite sex around you, when you talk normally, talk naturally. Do not talk artificially, or you talk to entice female. You deal with female as if you are dealing with male. If you go today into sport, you see female dressing, you putting on short knicker, putting on, slimming pants, putting on a lot of, half naked wears. All of these are not Islamic. To the extent that Rasulullah told us that Muslims should avoid sitting at the roadside. At the roadside, when people are passing by, avoid sitting at the roadside. And people said, Prophet Sallam, that is where we find comfort. He said, okay, if you want to sit at the roadside, you should give the road its due regards. What are the regards of the road? When people pass by, you must extend taslim, greet them. When people are doing what is evil, you must forbid what they are doing. When people are not doing the right, you must tell them to do the right thing. You lower your gaze. Can we afford all this? To the extent that today, manner of toileting, somebody might want to wee-wee, you see a grown-up adult, passing urine, standing in the public place and just wee-weeing without minding people looking at him. Same thing with female. This is an act of immodest. We should be very modest. We should be very bashful, be very shy. Because Allah loves those who are shyful. And at the same time, on no condition should your shyness prevent you from being factual, prevent you from being, blunt towards falsehood. When you see what is wrong, when you see, even if the person you are dealing with is your father, is your next of kin, is somebody very close to you, is somebody you give due respect, you should be the type that you have to say the truth. You have seen it in the lifestyle of Rasulullah when a lady commit theft, she stole something, and the influential in the society, looking for means to plead for her, and they send Usama to Rasulullah to placate on the behalf, to placate the Prophet, to pacify him, to tell him not to, put the weight of justice on her by cutting her hand. When Usama went to the Prophet to plead, Usama said, "Yeah, Usama, you are pleading for a criminal. This is what destroys people before you. When the less privileged commit offense, they punish them. But when the influential commit offense, no, they let it go down the drain." He said, if it were my child that commit theft today, I will get a hand and put it in. Rasulullah was not bashful to be factual. So Muslims should not be bashful to be factual. At the same time, Muslims should try as much as possible to ensure that when you are saying the fact, you should say the fact with manner, with decorum. When Allah sent Musa to Pharaoh, he told him that, although you're on the right path, if you want to talk to Musa, talk to him with manner. Bashfulness requires mannerism. You have to be mannered. You have to be cultured as Muslims. That is what we are seeing today on social media, where you see Muslims who want to talk to an elderly person, who want to talk to somebody at a superior position. You just talk to him anyhow. You mention his name anyhow. It's tantamount to, act of lack of shyness, lack of modesty. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned the Sahaba, warned the Muslim who dealt with the Prophet. Allah said that, "La tarfa aswatakum fawqa sawti nabi." Do not raise your voice above the voice of the Prophet. And do not shout at him like the way you shout at every other person. And so that all your deeds will not be null and void, and when you don't even take notice. Bashfulness need to be cultured when we deal with the elderly. So pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all our shortcomings, to meet at the place of our need, and make us the image of paradise, which we shall meet at the next episode of our discussion, where we have the part 2 of this topic. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.